Hello everyone, greetings from Dean's Park Court. Here I am again with my blog number 6. Where has the week gone? This article was from September 1994. The joke at the end was appropriate to the readers of my church magazine article. Whilst on holiday, I read this story. One friend was telling another, my dog was quite happy with one toy, a plastic chop that squeaked when she chewed it. But trouble came when an admirer gave her a companion toy, a plastic bone that squeaked even louder. Though she was a big dog, she only had one mouth. Her jaw could not accommodate both the squeaking bone and the squeaking chop. She picked up one, then noticed she was without the other. So she dropped the former and picked up the latter, she had the same situation in reverse. Laboriously she tried it again with the same result. Bemused, she looked at the bone and the chop, then throwing her head back, she howled at the tragedy of it all. Her affluence had not brought her contentment. This is something many of us have already discovered, that the richest person may be the poorest of all when it comes to the things of real and lasting value. No matter how much wealth the richest person may appear to have, they cannot have everything this world has to offer. The real success of contentment lies in the richness of the spirit, a wealth of untold importance which each and every one of us can possess if we so choose. I've also been catching up on letter writing to friends of long standing who live some distance away. It reminded me that letters today are an easy and accepted part of everyday life. However, it wasn't always the case in Victorian times. Letters were an expensive luxury far beyond the reach of the poor. Postal charges were levied according to the distance, and anyone receiving a letter had to pay for it. One day Rowland Hill noticed a poor woman refusing a letter from a postman because the charge was a shilling, 5p now. Concerned, she paid for the letter. He gave it to her. The poor woman told him that, in fact, there was nothing on the paper. It was from her son, and when he was working away from home, he would send her a blank sheet at regular intervals. Being poor, she would never accept it, but its arrival told her that he was alive and well. Grieved to know that the less fortunate received no news about absent relatives, Rowland Hill used his knowledge as one of his stronger weapons in the fight for postal reform. In 1840, the prepaid penny post, along with the black penny stamp, was introduced by the kindly, caring gentleman who had been so touched by the plight of a poor woman. We are all, of course, warned that the standard rule with chain letters is to throw them in the bin and forget about them. However, I was told of a light-hearted one the other day that made me smile. It read, "If you are unhappy with your vicar, simply ask your church wardens to send a copy of this letter to 6 other churches who are also tired with their vicar. Then bundle up your vicar and send him to the church at the top of the list. Within a week, you will receive 16,435 vicars. One of them should be all right." Unfortunately, we are now bombarded with chain letter videos and such like on social media messenger, which really are pointless, and the best way, in my opinion, is to ignore or delete. I really find it hard, find the ones quite threatening when they say, Send this to 50 friends in the next 15 seconds or you will break out in 50 painful boils. In reality, what rubbish. But this did set my mind on the subject of letter writing, something that seems to have diminished, and we are at the risk of losing the art because of technology, emails, iPhones and the such like. But because of the lockdown, McCarthy and Stone have started a new project to help keep homeowners who may be interested occupied in something more useful. It is called Become a Pen Pal, Send a Smile. It's a new initiative in partnership with the charity Core and Beanstalk. The aim is to pair homeowners with a young pen pal to bring the generations together to share their experiences during these challenging times. Needless to say, I have applied and now eagerly await for details of my new pen pal partner. Hard to say. This has reminded me of a great poem written by Lynn Brown. Lynn is not only one of our own very caring care support team, but in the past 5 months I have lived here, Lynn has become a very special and delightful friend to me. She has given me permission to share her poetry with you, and this one is so appropriate to what I am saying here. It is called Put a Pen to Paper. The written word is a powerful thing, be it poem or something to sing. It reaches people far and wide and shows the feelings we often hide. If everyone wrote down their thoughts, many lessons would be taught. We would teach each other how to care and learn the art of being there. If we all put pen to paper and let the writing flow, all the thoughts inside our minds would soon begin to grow. The world would be a better place if we all showed we cared by writing down our special thoughts that then they could be shared. I was also thinking of the dog's experience in my article. I then pondered on joy and sorrow. Joy of having the toys, but sorrow because having too many didn't actually make her happy. It made me realise how very much I miss my twice a week long walks and fun I had in having Teddy for the 2 days a week that I did. It seems to me that joy and sorrow go hand in hand in life's experiences. Last time I mentioned about my incredible first time ever flying holiday to Tenerife at the age of 65. It was undoubtedly one of the most full of joy experiences I had ever known. However, this joy was soon to be turned into immense sorrow, as after 7 wonderful days away, I arrived home to find my darling mother gravely ill and had been admitted to Stafford Hospital as I was flying back from Tenerife. The evening before, I saw the most wonderful sunset over the sea from my hotel, the likes I had never seen before. I was just home and by my beloved mum's bedside when she passed away. However, I was privileged to be by her side and to hold her hand at the last moment. This is now 16 years ago. I do still miss her, but now I hold her in my heart and remember all the special and beautiful things that remind me of her. There is no point dwelling on sorrowful times, as we can easily become bitter and resentful. The bitterness root can grow deep and never be dug up, which can ruin the joys that we then miss to see. So finally, I would like to conclude by reading another very poignant poem, also written by Lynn, which touched my heart so when I first read it. This poem is entitled, I Wish, I Wish. If I could wish for anything, it wouldn't be for wealth. It wouldn't be for a fancy car, not even my own health. I'd ask for some more time to spend with my dear mum, who was sadly taken from me, and I didn't miss her till she'd gone. When someone's always there for you, you don't realise their worth. It doesn't hit you till they're no longer on this her earth. She'd have made a lovely grandmother, but that was sadly not to be. The kids will have to make the most of what they have in me. But I'll model myself on her and be what she wanted me to be, and I'll have the bond with my sweet kids like the bond she had with me. So, if I could have just one wish, if only for a day, I'd spend it with my mum, and this is what I'd say. Mum, there is not a day goes by when I don't think of you, wishing we could do the things that mums and daughters do. So wherever I may be and whatever I may do, there will always be a special space in my heart for you. Thank you, Lynn, for sharing your poetry with me. It is so inspiring. Thank you all for your time, for listening Thank you for all your time for listening to me again. Don't forget, take care, stay safe, and God bless. Bye for now. Bye.